little surprised you asked Christy for my number.
What's that?
Aren't you married?
Well, yeah, but what? Married people can't have friends?
We're gonna be friends?
Yeah. You don't want to be my friend?
We're not gonna be friends.
Oh, no, they weren't. They got married. But that was Margot Robbie playing Nadine Macaluso, the former wife of the Wolf of Wall Street, who was just on our show yesterday. These days, Nadine is using her PhD in psychology to help others.
Dr. Nay, as she's referred to on social media, has a new book out, and it's called Run Like Hell, a therapist's guide to recognizing, escaping, and healing from trauma bonds. She joins us right now here on Good Day New York. And first of all, I love the title. Run Like Hell. It seems obvious, but why that title?
Oh, because if you're trapped with a narcissist, that's the one thing you need to do is run like hell.
How do you know if you're trapped with a narcissist?
Well, this is ironic. One of the first signs is something called love bombing. And it's a little tricky because it's when the narcissist gives you so much attention, admiration, and flattery and lavishes you with trips and gifts and promises
That
of
sounds
love.
great. That never happened to me, by the way.
I know. Right, but it's the intensity and it's too much too soon. And here's the trick. If it's too good, if it feels too good to be true, it is.
Hey, real quick, what is a narcissist?
A narcissist is someone who's very entitled and grandiose and arrogant and needs tons of admiration and love.
Okay, so they start giving you lavish gifts and all this other stuff,
Yes.
which sounds fabulous.
Yes.
But then it turns, right?
Then it turns about a few months in, the charming mask slips. And then you notice they're disrespectful and they insult you and they disparage you.
So you're basing a lot of this on your former marriage to the Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about what happened there.
Yeah, so exactly what you saw in the movie is what happens. I got loved bomb, tons of gifts and trips, and I love you, you're my soulmate. And then a few months in, my ex started to get controlling and possessive and abusive. And then I was like, what happened?
Were you consulted on the movie, by the way?
I was not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you feel it was an accurate portrayal?
I think it was an accurate portrayal.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Even though they didn't consult you, they got your story right, you feel?
Yes, I do think that.
Let's talk a little bit about the book here. Why now?
Well, you know what? I went back to school to get my doctorate, and I have a therapy practice. And what happened was that all of these beautiful, smart, kind women were coming into my office with the same issues that I had gone through in my marriage. And I just thought, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
And I went back to the research and wanted to get educated to help them more.
So usually a narcissist, what, has two faces?
Yes. Yes, they have. We call them Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And that's why it's so confusing, because you never know which one you're going to get.
When did that epiphany light go off in your head with your ex-husband?
I would say pretty quickly, about 6 months to a year in.
Was he fooling around with the drugs? There was drugs and everything, right? There was a lot of stuff going on
there was a lot of stuff going on, and he started to get very controlling and possessive over me, and I lost myself. And so it's very confusing, though, because you had the love bombing in the beginning, so you're like, wait, which one is he? Is he good? Is he bad? Is the relationship good or bad? And that's what keeps you trapped.
But you literally, at that point, when you decided to leave, you had 2 young kids.
I did.
So how did you pull that off? Because that took a lot of courage.
It did take a lot of courage, but I just think that, you know, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, at some point you're just like, I've had it. I can't live like this. It's too crazy making and too unsettling. And so I did.
And that's where the title comes in, Run Like Hell.
Yeah.
If you're with someone, whatever the relationship is, if it's not right, get out of it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, I don't want to get divorced or whatever, especially if you've got kids. It's not good to keep them in a bad relationship.
That's right. And you know what? There's so much information, like my book and on the internet. You can get education and get empowered, right? And then you can leave and go on to have somewhat of a normal life.
So if people are sitting at home and they're in a relationship and they're wondering, you know, it may not be drugs or abuse or something like that, but they're wondering if they're with a narcissist, what signs should they look for?
Well, they should look for the red flags, like we said, the love bombing, but also gaslighting. You know, when you start to catch them in their lies and their deceitfulness, and you confront them and they're like, that's crazy, you're crazy, they gaslight you a lot as well.
So, meanwhile, you've really, like, got a great new chapter of your life,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Remarried,
yes.
Grandchild.
Yes.
And you're Dr. Nay on TikTok, which is like garnering...
Huge.
Right, so tell
Huge.
us, how did that come about?
Yeah, so what happened was that one of my young patients said, you gotta go on TikTok. And I was like, no, that's crazy. And I dropped a few videos, and of course I dropped some about the wolf, and then it went viral. I mean, 6 million, 5 million, 3 million. And so then I started to use the wolf to educate, you know, that engine to start to educate women about narcissists and trauma bonds.
Well, it was a great idea. Meanwhile, if you want to meet Dr. Nadine, you can, because you're going to be in Brooklyn,
Yes!
back in the old neighborhood.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yes, she's going to the Bookmark shop. I believe it's on Wednesday, January 24th at 7 o'clock.
That's right.
I just met one of the owners of the Bookmark
Oh, you
shop.
did?
She's lovely.
Oh, I'm so
and I love that
excited.
bookstore.
Oh, I'm so excited to go. There's nothing like going home.
I know.
Good luck with the book.
We're both Bay Ridge girls.
That's
Yes.
right.
Can you tell,
Yeah.
Kurt?
No, I couldn't tell at all. The accents didn't give it away at all.
No.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really wish you success with the book.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.